Hey folks, welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika. I talk about my experience, my knowledge, hoping to teach you something along the way, lessen your learning curve. So today I want to talk about my chatterbaits and what I do to my chatterbaits to help me catch more fish when I'm on the water. Now I'm not a tournament angler. I fish for fun, but that doesn't mean that I don't tinker around, and I'm always trying to develop new ways of catching bass, fresh water on my kayak mostly. So I fish maybe 3 or 4 different bodies of water all year long. I make YouTube videos and I enjoy it. But I think the fish kind of get used to what I'm throwing, so I kind of change up what I'm already throwing and it works out for me, all right? Before I get started, please subscribe to my page and like some videos. That'd be great. So I'm going to talk about my chatterbaits and what I do to them. So this is a jackhammer chatterbait. We got a whole bunch here. We got a Project Z chatterbait. I know Strike King makes one called the Thunder Cricket. I've never used it. I've kind of just stuck with the Z-Man ones. And what I do is, for the most part, is I don't want to change what already works great. So I don't want to mess with the setup of the Z-Man chatterbait, which we already know works. It works all the time and it works year round. And I throw it a ton. So, and like I said, I'm not fishing for money or anything. I'm just out there enjoying myself. But I'd like to tinker around with my baits and try to make them better or work more when the bite shuts off or whatnot. So I'm going to show you what I do. So first off, I want to talk about trailers. So there's millions of different trails. I kind of stick to paddle tails. This is a Big Easy. This is a big one. Kitech Shiners, Berkeley Grass Pig. I kind of stick to that that sort of profile. But there's a million things you can do with this. So you can, when you put it on your chatterbait, you can put it on the traditional way with the paddle tail down. You can put it upside down, and a lot of people, some people cut the paddle tail off, which gives it just this flimsy little, I call it a pigtail. It's like a little pigtail at the end. It works very well with that. So what you can do with trailers, because I fish a chatterbait a lot, is you can use different size trailers to place your bait in the water column differently. So you can, if you want to, I don't know, say you have, like this is kind of one that look at, they're all stuck. This is kind of one I use, a black and blue. This is a jackhammer with a darkened blade, and it's the 4-inch easy shiner from Kitech I have on there. Now, if I want to take this same bait and I want it to fish further down in the water column, you would take a trailer that's heavier or just higher in salt, which would cause it to sink. Now you could take something like this and stick it on there. It turns it into a big profile. Let me see if I got one here. Or even this one right here. This is a little craw trailer. You could take that and stick it on there. But here, let me put one on to show you what it does. I mean, this is a 5.5-inch paddle tail. And with this one, it also adds scent to it also. So the Gambler Big Easies, they reek of garlic. I'm going to do this kind of quick here, give you an idea of the profile that it does. But, I mean, that's a pretty big profile for a chatterbait as compared to this over here. But it's going to do 2 things. It's going to slow the bait down, and it's going to cause it to sink. I know that the Gambler Big Easies, they're high in salt. So that's one thing that you can do. And if you're one of those people that fish a lot of cover, fish a lot of laydowns or a lot of structure or anything like that, my advice is, and this is just my advice, this is just something that I've picked up. Like I said, I'm no expert. If you're using like a paddle tail or even like this is the Berkeley Grass Pig. I really like this one as a trailer too. If you're using something like this, right? When you pull it up over stumps and logs and everything, something like this is going to cause that chatterbait to roll because this isn't just going to sit like that. This is going to make that chatterbait roll, and you're going to get hung up more often. So my solution to that, and I'm not sure if it's a solution at all, but it seems to work better, is if you take something that has a flat profile to it. Now this is made by, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Biwa, B-I-W-A-A. I don't know, but this is a paddle tail. See how it's really flat? You could use that as a trailer, and when that comes up and over the thing, it's not going to cause that bait to roll. Or you could use something like a creature bait that's flat. See how flat that is? And then you can modify it any way you want. Now you can pull legs off or whatnot, or you could take something like this. What's this? This is a Chigger quad made by Powerbait. I don't fish a lot of like laydowns and things like that, but if you do, it's a great thing. So this one's more square, and you can, after you pull all the legs apart and everything, but you can take whatever you want. You can pull these off, you can leave this that, you can leave this long tail. But ultimately, if you're going to fish that cover, you want a trailer that's flat and not rounded. That makes sense? So when it comes up over the cover, it's not going to cause the bait. If you can see this one. So that's more up and down. So when that comes up over the cover, this trailer is going to cause that to roll, and you're probably going to get hung up more. That's just my opinion. This is things that I've sort of figured out along the way. I've been fishing for a long time, 46 years old. I've been fishing since I was a kid. But I'm not fishing competitively, so maybe this will help some people out, and maybe help some competitive people out too. All right, so my next thing that I saw a buddy of mine saw one of my chatterbaits, and he's like, "Where'd you get that chatterbait?" And I said, "Well, I kind of doctored it up as best I could, and I was killing it that day." So this is my go-to chatterbait right here. Hopefully you can see that. This is basically covered in like blue glitter nail polish. So this one started off looking like this one right here. It's a Z-Man Project Z. This one's kind of rusted, but it's a Project Z with the chrome blade, and that's what it looked like when it started. And I put a Berkeley grass pig on it, and I took some of that bluish green glitter, and I added it to the tail of this, and I painted just the outside of it, not the inside of it. And then I took a little bit more and I put it on the skirt. I don't know why this kills it, but it does. It's beyond me. I mean, it doesn't kill it every day, but when that, I should patent it. And I found that I do this with a lot of them too. Like sometimes I'll take, I'll take like a pink Sharpie and I'll color in this, or I'll put like pink spots on it, or I'll take pink nail polish and I'll take it, I'll take pink nail polish and I'll run it all the way down the sides of this. Just that shock factor. I mean, we know that bubblegum worms, they work, and when they work, they're on. I mean, you could kill it on a bubblegum worm if that's, it's almost like a shock bait, so to speak. So get back to that one here. So what you can do is so we have, with the chatterbaits, I don't know about the crickets, but there's usually a couple variants. They have this black blade on the chatterbait, which is thinner than the Project Z. Its claim to fame is it starts giving more action quicker. And then we have another one right here that's like a green with a black flake. That's on the jackhammer also. And then on the Project Z, they have a darker one too, but a lot of them are the chrome. So there's really no in between the dark and the chrome. So I started messing around with it, and I use like I said, I use glitter nail polish, and I'll just paint the side of it, one side of it, and it hits that sort of medium, that in between the dark and the bright. So you can, a lot of times before they came out with this dark one, a lot of people would take a Sharpie to the blade and fill in that blade. So I started doing I just stuck myself. I just stuck myself again. Oh my goodness. So I started taking a Sharpie. I guess the Sharpie will work, right? And just doing different variants of what I would do on the blade. And all it does is just limit the reflection or the shine or the flash that this bait produces. So if it's a really, really sunny day and you want, for whatever reason, you want to run a black one, or you want something in between, you can just modify it with a Sharpie. So everyone I knew before, or even myself, we would always just color the whole thing in. Unbeknownst to me, why would we not just color in half of it, just to limit it or change the profile a little bit, so you can just take the blade. I mean, this isn't rocket science. Take the blade, if you want to just cover in half of it, or do stripes or polka dots or put your initials on it or whatever, but it alters the bait dramatically when you just fill in a portion of it, because it changes the flash on it. My friend who noticed this one, he was wondering if the nail polish odor affects anything. I really don't think it did anything at all. I mean, this one, I've been fishing this one, and I guess it still smells like nail polish a little bit, but it's really not bad. And I find that, and I really don't know if there's anything to this, but I find that the more this kind of flakes off and gets beat up, but it's still there, the better it works. Like if you, like the people that, or like if these blades get beat up, or if there's rash on the head or something, I feel like it works better. It's almost like that favorite crankbait that you have that, like the square bill is all chafed or it's all rashed up, and you just it just knows how to deflect off everything. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's kind of broken in. I'm not really sure what the rationale is, but let me know in the comments if you have the same reaction or the same experience. So food for thought. Take that into consideration. So I think the main tip is those flat body ones. If you're going to fish cover, you'll find that you won't get hung up as much. Someone told me that, so that's not my it's not my insight or whatever. I'm just passing it on. Someone told me one time, like we were fishing laydowns, and I was trying to hop it up over these laydowns that are underneath the water, trying to go up and over them, and I kept getting hung up, but he wasn't getting hung up at all. And we were both fishing chatterbaits, and he just said, just try a flat trailer. It's going to keep it upright, and it's not going to cause it to roll. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully it helps you out. Hopefully it helps you catch more fish on the water. Please subscribe to my channel. And those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Be well. My neck of the woods, signing off.